2022 influencer marketing trends.
What?
Gaming is important for us. Next.
Happy New Year!
Woo!
Hello. Welcome to the Influencer Marketing Show. I am Joel.
I am still Brad here in 2022.
I really wish I had a kazoo or the.
Yeah.
What a
2023 goals. This is our first one in 2023.
That's what's gonna happen. Okay, we are doing marketing trends for the year. Brad, do you have your crystal ball?
I sure do, Joel.
All right.
Let me. Actually, it's more like a cell phone, but okay. We'll actually talk to you. We'll talk to you.
All right, this is where we get wildly speculative and typically highly inaccurate, but we're going to do it anyways. So, starting off with number one trend that we're going to see in 2022. Brad, what do you think it is?
Well, this one, I mean, we got to be right on this one. The rise of gaming. So, like, look, 1 in 10 people globally is following a gamer. That's a creator.
1 in 10.
Yeah. Yep.
That is 10% of the global population, which is, what is that? 700 million people?
Sounds
About, if
right.
we're assuming 7 billion, am I doing that right?
I honestly have no idea what the global population is, which is probably a little embarrassing.
It's
U.S. is like 330 million.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's good. I want to pat myself.
I feel good
global,
about 7 billion.
Yeah, let's run with it. 7 billion. Okay,
so
that's
700 million people are following a gamer as a creator. Like, not just like I'm exposed to it, I'm following.
Yep. I
that
have
is interesting.
chosen to say I care what they say. I want to opt into their content. Psychologically significant.
Yeah.
No, gamers have arrived. We have a gaming department at the Out Loud Group. Out Loud Gaming. OutLoudGroup.com/gaming. We don't usually do plugs, but doing fantastic work, and we're seeing really mainstream brands leaning into gaming more and more because this is an audience that doesn't traditionally watch linear TV.
Because they need to, because you're not going to get that audience anywhere else. It's a huge audience. It is a financially successful audience by and large. Like, you know, the myth of like the unemployed or the McDonald's worker that's in the basement. No.
Right.
You are wrong. These are, this is, yes, it skews male. They're people with families, etc. They have successful jobs. Like, this is a highly, highly coveted demographic.
It is.
And yeah, brands are going to have to figure out how to get into the gaming space.
Tough to reach. Yeah. I mean, you have all these people who are playing Candy Crush, and there's a big group of people who play games but don't self-identify as gamers. But where I think the huge opportunity is people who do self-identify as gamers. They're buying a whole lot of things to support their gaming addictions, the chairs, the accessories, the headsets, and then all the products that are their favorite streamers are advocating for. That's in play.
Yeah.
So gaming, that's
gaming
number one.
Absolutely is huge. All right, number 2. I'm coming down that TikTok continues to grow.
Yeah.
I think TikTok has been impressive. It has succeeded where others have fallen along the way. I am looking at you, Snap, even though you're making something of a resurgence, and we're very proud of you
go
for
Snap,
that.
Go.
Snap, go.
It's about TikTok. It's about TikTok.
TikTok's still going to continue. They have, they've done a good job of like merrily skipping along the waves. And that's how I honestly view them. They've not fallen into a whole bunch of all the other narratives of social media, whatever. TikTok's going to continue. Again, if you're a brand and you don't have a TikTok strategy, you have got to figure it out.
Go time.
We can help, but you got to figure it out. Number 3, ready?
I am ready indeed. Yeah, exactly. I think the attention span of Americans and really global consumers is going to continue to decline. And what that means is YouTube Shorts is going to become even more popular. TikTok, we just talked about, it's going to continue to be popular. Instagram Reels, popular.
Yep.
Instagram Stories, popular. Anything that preys, and I use that word as foreshadowing for a future trend, but anything that preys on our short attention span to get your eyeballs is going to be successful. But what's interesting here is even though we have a very, very short attention span, the amount of time that we spend on the social media platforms continues to go up. I want to make sure I get this right. It's 2 hours and 25 minutes per day for the average social media user. I mean, that's
in 2020 versus what was it nine or 10 years ago?
One hour back in 2012. Like you
so
think about that,
we're up 150%.
Yeah, that's crazy. The trend that we're on, and for people to be able to find over 2 hours a day to be on social media. I mean, this is something where stated behaviors be damned. This is a huge priority to them. If you're spending over 2 hours a day doing something every day, like this is a huge priority for you. So, social media continuing to become more and more important, which blows your mind with the status it's already achieved. But you have to get more creative because attention spans trending towards the goldfish. All right,
can I share before we leave that? Can I share something that I've noticed about YouTube Shorts?
Yes,
just from a totally personal perspective. And I'm discouraged by this. I'm bothered by this. They're good. And it sucks me in. And I know exactly what's happening. I know how it's happening. I know what, and they're good.
Yeah. No, they are good. They are good. And
especially when you compare to Facebook Watch or whatever, YouTube Shorts are good. and this is coming from someone who, I don't have Snap, I don't have TikTok on my phone. YouTube Shorts are good. Okay,
and that might be why you like them, because you didn't jump on the TikTok bandwagon, right?
Well, TikTok, I had it for a minute, and it's this is this is I'll waste a ton of time on this. I'm getting off.
2 hours and 24 minutes on average.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, I don't have. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
Number
four, those neat little silos that you have of your paid social over here and your influencer over here and your UGC over here. You have 3 silos that are beautiful and the sun's setting behind them. All those silos are going to crumble. It is all going into one. Your strategy has to accommodate for that.
Yep.
You simply cannot operate efficiently in the influencer creator economy if you and I'm speaking to you as brand managers, if your budget's separated from what's paid social, what's influencer, what's UGC, it's all got to come together, and you got to have a strategy around that. Anything else to comment there?
No, I think that's perfect.
All right.
Well said.
Next up, talk to me about live. Go.
Live. I mean, the rise of live is huge. Yeah, we talked about gaming right out of the jump, so we should mention Twitch. Twitch is a live streaming platform. You already know that. But, Twitch is continuing to climb more and more. People want to see content that's happening now. I'm always amazed for direct-to-consumer brands how much more value there is in terms of doing an Instagram live versus just doing an Instagram video, regardless of which of the Instagram sub-properties, for lack of a better term, you would choose to do that. Live is big, and there's a massive trend that's happening in Asia that I think is going to come over to the United States in 2022. Thankfully, COVID has already done that, but this is shopping with influencers. Mm-hmm. So influencers are huge in terms of doing live shopping. Yeah, the home shopping network. Think about that, except on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or anything that's going to be live and allow you to continue to shop. It's going to happen more and more and more. For whatever reason, people love it live.
Yeah, no. Just it's psychologically, there's still something very much there that the thing that I'm watching is happening in this moment out in the world, and I'm witnessing it for the first time. And maybe it's something as simple as hey, no one else is beating me to the punch. And so no one's ahead of me. We're all seeing the same thing. And maybe, I don't know, there's some sense of community there. There's sense of belonging. There's sense of being part of a group. We're all witnessing this thing together. Look, and this is something we've known for years. There's something fundamentally different about watching a sports event live versus watching it pre-recorded. Even if you have no idea what happened and all that, there's a difference in being able to see it live. And you just don't cheer the same way when it's pre-recorded.
You feel like a fraud in some ways. Yeah, so live does psychologically matter. Now, speaking of psychologically matters, I'm really excited to get your take on trend number 6.
Yeah, okay, so we are at the beginning of what I believe is going to be a very significant societal, cultural, political, governmental pushback on social media. I think there is a growing awareness that we cannot continue as it is. I would say, the social dilemma is part of that mix. It is Frances Haugen is part of that mix. I would say overstepping on censorship over the last year and a half is part of that mix. And
I don't know what it is going to be, but I think you've got a whole bunch of people coming from multiple different angles, whether it's a free speech angle, whether it is protecting, keeping kids from harmful activity, whatever. And we're already seeing it in China. China's already limited their version of TikTok. It is shut down on a Chinese teenager's phone between the hours of 10 o'clock in the morning and I think or 10 o'clock at night and 6 in the morning, something like that. You can't access it. We're going to see more and more of that kind of thing. And again, I don't know what it all is going to be. Right. We're only seeing the beginning of what this global pushback, because now we are figuring out, hey, there are some really, really, really damaging things. Social media, it rewards extremism, it rewards tribalism, right. The most inflammatory,
divisiveness in our society. We don't need more of that.
Yeah. The most inflammatory, the most incendiary stuff is the stuff that's going to get the greatest traction. And this is, something that Tristan Harris of The Social Dilemma pointed out, which I think is really, really valuable, is that there's a feedback loop there so the news media has to become increasingly incendiary and polarized so that they get picked up by the algorithms of the social, and then what happens is politicians themselves have to get more out to the edge, more extreme in order to get picked up by these exact same algorithms, because it's as they put it, the engagement economy. It's got to go to the thing that is going to elicit the strongest reaction, whatever it is.
Right.
But they want to see the algorithms, these faceless algorithms, want to see the strongest reaction. We cannot keep doing this as a society. We know that there's an increasing conviction that it's unsustainable. I don't think anybody has any idea what the solutions are, but it's going to 2022 is going to be this process of figuring this out.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. That's our trend here. 2022, it's going to get worse, and we've only really, really seen the tip of the iceberg.
This is the beginning of the beginning. Okay, right. Last one.
Trend number 7. You've been waiting for lucky number 7. I have too. This one's actually a little bit controversial, but what I'm predicting here is that for mature platforms from an influencer marketing perspective, right? So we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about Instagram. I believe we will see prices beginning to plateau a little bit. So prices have steadily climbed. If you're interested in seeing some of the trends in pricing over time, hit us up, outloudgroup.com, reach out. We can share some really cool information with you. But I think that we've seen a tipping point now, because we see so many creators continuing to try to rush in. And what we've seen is that, the brands want to do this because it works, but there hasn't quite been enough supply of creators at scale to be able to balance out the prices. So prices have continued to climb, making it more and more attractive for people to get into being influencers. I think that starts to top out a bit. We're probably going to see some brands priced out. I think the industry is going to continue to grow. It's just that we're going to see the pricing on a per creator basis start to level out a bit with respect to those established platforms. So this obviously wouldn't apply to TikTok, for instance, which is on a steady march upward.
It's interesting looking at earlier statistics, right? You go from 1 hour in 2012 to 2.5 hours right now. But between 2012 and average pricing, I don't care what the platform is, average pricing is what, 5x, 10x in many cases. It was probably overly cheap back then because it was also, there was all sorts of risk priced in. Right now, probably too expensive. Our hope is that supply and demand takes care of it. We have more creators come in, that the algorithms are significantly flexible to be able to reward new content that is good and that is worthwhile. And creators that will not flex and that recognize that their content doesn't work for brands anymore, that they will have the humility to dial back on some of their prices, or they simply won't get deals, and that those dollars will go elsewhere. And I think the best analogy that we have for this is the podcast space. Same thing. You had significant exponential growth, and then it levels out. And the podcast pricing has been remarkably stable, probably over the last 5 or 6 years. So, all right. We'll wrap it there. Those are our predictions. We will come back in December of 2022, assuming that the zombie apocalypse has not happened, and we'll evaluate how we did.
Probably
all right?
Not very well, but Happy New Year anyways.
Happy New Year. All right. Follow us on social. So long from Detroit.